We are back with Brooke Hamby, Public Health Nursing Supervisor for School Health at the Forsyth County Department of Health. We're talking about vaccines and health in general and things of that nature, and we're taking your questions. All right, so this person is asking, can the parent or student opt out of vaccines under a religious exemption?
So in the state of North Carolina, religious exemptions are accepted. It has to be a written or typed up bona fide religious belief that vaccines are not accepted by that religion, and then you submit that to the school nurse or to the school, and they'll put that on file.
Gotcha. Okay. And then this is kind of a follow-up. If your child has severe allergies to several medications in a vaccine, can they get a waiver for school?
So there are medical exemptions as well. The thing to remember with those are it's on a specific form that has to be filled out by your healthcare physician and has to be sent to the state for final approval for medical exemptions.
Okay, so none of these things are, hey, they're just allergic to this or this is under religious exemption. They actually have to file some paperwork for that to happen.
Right.
Okay.
And yeah, so paperwork is required.
Okay. And so what we want to do, we really want to make sure that every single parent knows and every single grandparent knows, so they can remind the parents that there really is a deadline for vaccines. And when we say a deadline, it means that from the start of school for 30 days, the kids kind of like have some like wiggle room. But then after that, they will be sent home.
Yep. They, by law, principals are required to exclude students from school if they have not turned in all of the required vaccines and or health assessment if it's their first time in a North Carolina public school.
All right, so 30 days from the beginning of school. And is it something where, like, I don't know, are there school nurses or, you know, do teachers have a list of that? How do they even know?
So the school nurses do a lot of work that starts over the summer as kindergartners are enrolling. They're looking at paperwork that's submitted by parents to ensure that students have the health assessments they need and the vaccines they need. If they don't have those things, they're usually contacted by their school nurse or someone at the school, a guidance counselor, or someone in this front office, to let them know what requirements they still need. And then once they have those things, you know, we have numerous clinics that we do here at the health department. Most health departments do extra stuff this time of year. Sometimes pharmacies give vaccines if you can't get in at your pediatrician and that kind of thing. So we just recommend that when we start talking to you about vaccines that are required, that you know, go ahead and act and not wait till the last minute, because then appointments can get pretty taken and not be available.
Okay, and again, there's those two ages that are ones that fall through the cracks, and that's 7th grade and that's also 12th grade.
Yep, 7th and 12th graders have additional vaccines that are required. Tdap and meningococcal for 7th grade and just an additional meningococcal for 12th grade.
Okay, something that is very common in school as well, along with the whole chickenpox, is lice. So how do schools handle lice?
So the recommendation for lice has actually changed over the years because lice is truly not a communicable illness or a communicable threat. It is a nuisance. And so the recommendation from the American Academy of Pediatrics, as well as the National Association of School Nurses, is that a student should not be excluded just because they have lice. You know, we give the parents resources that they can go get their kid treated if they'd like, but we should not be sending kids home or keeping kids out of class due to head lice.
Interesting. Okay, so that has changed over the years, because I remember when I was in school, you would be sent home for sure. All right, what about if you do need to be able to give your child some kind of medication throughout the day? What should a parent know in talking with either with the teacher or the school nurse?
So if your kid needs a medicine during the day, there are several things that we need at the school. There is a school form that has to be filled out by you and or the provider. If the doctor sends us an order via fax, we would just need a parent's signature on that form, but it's important that we have a doctor's order with a physician's signature. We have a parent's signature giving us permission, and then, you know, if the nurse has other questions, the nurse will be in contact with you, but then the nurse will take that information and make sure that there's someone in the school that's trained and aware of giving that medicine, when to give it and how to give it.
Okay, and we got about a minute left. The other thing that goes around school is that whooping cough.
So pertussis does go around school. sometimes we hear about it. And that's another thing that we work with our communicable disease department on, because typically if a kid has gone to the doctor and they've been tested for pertussis and it came back positive, the doctor by law, because it's a reportable illness, has already let the communicable disease team know. And then they've already contacted the school nurse, or we contact them and say, hey, this parent says their kid has pertussis. And then we go about figuring out when their cough started, when they were contagious, who was around them, and we do all those notifications. It's not always necessarily a school-wide notification or even a class-wide notification. Illnesses typically are different depending on their severity and how easily they are contracted.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for your time, your expertise, and the reminder of that 30-day deadline. All of this will be in the 2 Wants to Know section of our website.